Howdy, folks. Happy Saturday to you if you're watching live. We're going to jump back into Starship EVO. It's been a little while. There's been a ton of fixes. They're patching the crap out of this thing. And we're going to try to finish up the build on the medium miner ship. I think that's what I was calling it. I would like to eventually go out to, other solar systems and explore a bit in this game. I have to get back in the swing of things. I haven't played this in a while. But I think I was getting close. I have played this since the last time I streamed it, working on the ship. Oh yeah, I was testing out some docking stuff, if I remember right. I had moved the ships away. Because there was some weird, like, stuff going on with the filters, and I saw in the patch notes they had fixed a bunch of stuff with push-pull and filters. So maybe that's all fixed now. I'm not sure. Anyway, let's get the ships back in. Oh, I think I was trying to blueprint the base or something also. That's why I moved this away. But anyway. Is it P for... Yeah, P for our little skateboard thingy here. Let's get the ships moved back over, and this is flyable. It still needs some tweaking and whatnot. I guess they never made the ladders functional. And let's see, it's J for jetpack. Gotta remember how to play this game. Hold down F, there we go. Now I found out if you bind like the yoke to the seat, as soon as you get in the seat, you're in control of the ship. You don't have to do it twice. So it is R for target. There we go. We want to request docking. Should dock us down. Ooh, ouch. Nope, not V. Was it C? I can't remember how to go external view now. F4. Yeah, there appears to be some issues with auto dock. Try from this orientation. There it goes. Should scoot back and hook up. Perfect. Okie doke. The ship is a little small. It got us started though. There's nothing in there. Wonder if they did fix the pulling and stuff. Let me double check the setup I've got here. Yeah, I do have the pull filter. Let's go grab some stuff actually with this ship and see if they fixed that. Should have done that. Up in there, dock. Are my collectors turned on? Let's just grab like some rocks. That'll be a good enough test. Whee! Some gold out here. I don't know if I need any gold though. Alright, there we go. We got some stuff in here. Let's see if it pulls it out now. That never would work before. A little hard to see my mouse against the ocean. Alright, request docking. Then we should dock, and it should, in theory, pull that stuff out of this ship. Hello? Or not. Yeah, I guess that still doesn't work. Or I'm fundamentally misunderstanding something. That's also a possibility. I did have that hooked up, right? Yeah, that's all hooked in. There's plenty of capacity there. Let me double check. Do I have a filter on the ship end? I don't have any filters here. So I would think it would just flow through. I have a pull for rock, scrap, or any kind of ore. And it does. It's not doing anything, so I don't know. I don't know what that's supposed to do, but it doesn't appear to work. So we'll get the big miner and we'll start working on that. I'll have to look and see what I had left to do on this. I think it needs more power, possibly. Might need more thrusters, too. Bit of a beast. I kind of need to redo the cockpit. The the line of sight's not great. It could be better. How are we looking here? Also, I'm not 100% sure how to pick, like, which docking connector. Oh, there it went. It's picking all kinds of stuff that I can't see. It's way out of range, it looks like. That doesn't tell me which thing on the base it's... Yeah, so we don't have any way to know what it wants to... Oops. What it wants to dock to. So we're not going to dock this one, apparently. We're just going to land it. Speaking of landing, I do have the... Yeah, I do have the landing gear down. I think there's a way to bind that to a key, but I need to look into that. I do have retractable landing gear on here. Let's touch that down, and then we can say spaceship control. Beautiful. All right, what was I doing on this ship? That's a great question. I don't remember. We need monitors. We need a bunch of stuff. Wondering if I should just get rid of this cockpit and redo it. I'm going to go ahead and switch to cheat mode. And fly around. I don't like this being right in the line of sight, so I kind of want to redo the cockpit a bit. I like the fact that I can see down like what I'm mining. I don't like this bar being right in the way. Was it? Yeah, it was shift scroll does that. Gotta remember how to do everything. I do have plenty of canopy, so we can throw that on here. So we'll take these guys off. Then you have to place like all kinds of blocks to get to do what you want it to do. It's a little bit of a pain. Hey Max. Max Q throttle up. How's it going? And then I don't remember how to get it to switch the other direction. I do remember it being a giant pain in the butt. I remember that much. Ooh, that's too much light. Light directions are being a little strange. I can't hardly see what I'm doing. Yep, let's get rid of that. I want to turn on symmetry. There we go. do this, and then I can attach to that and get rid of it later. What's up, Dave? What is that symbol? That's new. Is that Chinese? What is that? Sorry, I got completely distracted. Is that in front of the curb? Oh, if I mouse over, it disappears. That's fun. Do you see a weird, like, a symbol with a little A in the lower right corner in front of the curb cheers? Oh. Maybe it's just a display thing. Yeah, I want it like that. And actually, I want to turn off mirroring, which is M. So I want that, but I want to start higher up. So might need to redo this and bring it back to line up with that, maybe? Is that the play? Possibly. I need you to line up, so I need to put you... I messed that up. You gotta learn all the little tips and tricks. And then I forgot almost everything I had learned about how to build in this game. So I haven't played for a while. Yeah, I need to come out a little further. Am I out of this stuff? I am out of square hole blocks. Well, that's not good. That's scrappy hole. I want regular hole. Well, we might have to go build some stuff. Yeah, that's all the normal, like, shapes. Ladders work, but only if your jetpack is on. Yeah, that's called using your jetpack. There's some more hole. Perfect. There's so many games, Dave. There's so many good games. Oh yeah, I was trying to extend this so I can actually place the canopy. Now I remember. Let me guess, the switches are going to be in the way. Let's try that. Oh, I think we got it. Alright, so we want you over to there. Then out to that edge. There we go. And then we scroll up to go... No. Scroll down to go to the variant. It's really weird because scroll up and scroll down also moves you across the hotbar. But then it also moves like within the things. So that's confusing. Alright, so now we want you... Why are you not happy? Oh, because I was too far down. Got it. I want you to come across. I want you to be up a little bit. Can we do that? But then have you come out a little bit as well? Then how stupid is that going to look? Oh, it's off one block because I've got that block there. Right. This guy needs to come out one more block. Alright. I might be out of canopy. So now I need a block here to work off of. So we line that up with that. We take you across. Yeah, I'm out of canopy. So I need about yay more of the canopy. Don't think I have any more of. I think I got it from here, so we don't have any in there. All right, let's go make some more canopy. So I'm pretty sure, yeah, I don't have any in there. All right, do we have enough stuff to make canopy? That is a question. Canopy. Yeah, build me one of them. That's ×4. Okay. We'll have you make one, and we'll have you make one. How are you doing? You doing fine? Turn you off. Should have pulled the iron out of there, right? I'll turn that back off. Because I've got filters underneath that are supposed to be doing that. I saw in the patch notes they'd fixed a bunch of filter stuff, but apparently they didn't fix all of the filter stuff. You want to know how I made the automatic door? I made a video about that. You can go check that out on the channel sometime. So yeah, I've got filters down here. Let's see if anything changed. So include filter, and it'll let any ore through, and it's not pulling or pushing. And then this guy should let ingots out, and it's not pulling and pushing. So if we turn that on, before this would freak everything out. Turn that on. Does that freak everything out? I'm in no-clip mode, so we can just get it done. Okay, that did pull into there. Yeah, it's freaking everything out. It like goes in a loop. So that still doesn't work. All right, turn that off. I don't know. Maybe there's a way you're supposed to do this that's different. I don't know why it freaks out, because it shouldn't be go through there, because that's only ore. I don't know. Anyway, we'll let them keep bug fixing. That's still buggy. Is there a keybind for it, MaxQ? All right, cool. All right, we're back on canopies. Let's go to here. I always scroll the wrong direction. We need that variant. Ooh, that's too tall now because it can only be that. Can only be that size. There's no grid size variant. Yeah, that's not going to work. Shoot. Yeah, let me hop in here. Yeah, it's a better sight line for sure. But it's too tall now. I can't have a smaller canopy piece. It's probably a little too tall. Guess I might have to make this part taller. At any rate, I need this back against there, so let's take that off, take that off, take that off. And then will that let me put the canopy there? Yep, I'm going to need something here to key off of. And then it doesn't like the fact that that thing is there. So I can place that, I think, after the canopy is in place. and it would be happy. Let's test that theory. What's those blocks that it's not happy about? Oh, because they are in the line. I got it. We'll get it eventually. There's a lot of trial and error building in this game. Well, if I move that up one... I forgot to come out a little bit. Yeah, like that. I might have to just move the seat. Move the seat somewhat inside. Because we're limited by what size we can do on here. Let's get this up. Oops. Come on. No? Okay, do it this way. Come on, game. Throw me a bone here. There, it finally straightened itself out. Of course, I need one more block up to get on there. I want to delete all this stuff, so I don't really care where it's at. It's simply so I can place the part where I want. Okay, so that's going to be our new cockpit shape, and then I'll just have to move the seat around accordingly. So this needs to come up 2 more blocks, so we're going to redo that. Okay, man. We go there. And I'm short. I don't have enough canopy. Really? It takes that much? Oh, yeah, I guess it does. I need 72. I only have 47. All right. Let's go make some more canopy. So one reason I had the filter on here, I didn't want it pulling in all the rock all the time. While we're waiting on canopy. What I could do, possibly... Yeah, I just want it pulling in ores. But it doesn't seem to like loops at all. So that doesn't have push pull off. Maybe I could turn the push on here. Push output to connect to inventory. So let's turn that back on. Didn't seem to be working because there was iron ore setting in there, but I don't know. It's not always clear how things are supposed to work. Okay, so I needed 72, didn't it? So I'm a little short. I need like 10 more. I didn't do the math. That makes 4, so we'll do 2 more on each assembler. That should be plenty. Do. Got some more scrappy hull in there. Speedometer. Wrong button. You click that button. I might end up using that. Could use that for a docking camera potentially. But anywho, let's grab our canopy. Now we have 79. Should in theory be enough. Okay, we'll put you there, and then you need to go stretch over to there, and out to there, and then up to there. Ta-da! Okay, now we just need to get all the blocks out of the way and start sorting out the cockpit. And possibly lower the seat a bit. What's under here? I want to destroy that? Probably not. So if I hop in here, it's still right in front of me, isn't it? I've gained nothing. Nice. Yeah, the seat's gonna have to move down. Oh, right, that conveyor's right underneath there. I can't really lower the seat anymore. Forgot about that. I could potentially put the seat right on the floor. Then I can... I've got this, you know, in my eyesight, but it's not directly in my eyesight. We got a nice view for the mining, which is what we want. My feet are in the floor, but I'm keeping my feet warm, you know. And maybe live with that. Or I wonder, did I have this raised up 2 or 1? I don't remember. Still not terrible. And then my feet are not in the floor. Alright. It's still kind of terrible, but not completely terrible. Yeah, we need more cockpit variants. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And we do have a gap here now, so that's not good. I'll have to redo some of that. Yeah, we'll roll with it. I was just thinking through some of the possibilities. Let's see, let's get mirror turned back on. Remember exactly where the yoke needs to go. It's kind of right in my face, isn't it? I wonder if I could move that back one. Stuff can just float in the air, so it's fine to do that. That's centered. It is centered. Right, no systems linked. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Oops. Need to look not at the yoke and get out of the seat. There we go. No? Doesn't like that? Does it need to come off the floor? Is that why it doesn't like that? Oh, you just can't build right there? What you're trying to tell me? Too close to the cockpit glass? Ew. Didn't realize we couldn't build there. Okay. New plan. It sits on that. That'll work. I'll come out one more. Alright, that'll do. I don't even remember what these switches do. Activate pistons. Alright, that's the landing gear. And then I think that's the collector, and that's... Are those both collector? What have I done? Oh, I remember. That's the quote-unquote collectors on the back. That's the ejectors. These are set to eject, and they've got stone filters. So when I'm mining, this ship can just dump the stone behind me if I want to. If I don't want to take all the stone with me. Alright, now I got to remember how to make this ship flyable. I have to link this to something. The flight computer, I think. Yeah, there we go. Then if I link the... Is it the link seat to the yoke? You got no clip mode. Now if I set in the seat, I can fly again. Alright, cool. Alright, we're flyable. Do the mining lasers work? Also, what else do we need to do? I've got a door, which clips into the wall. I'm not super happy about that, but it is what it is. I don't have any hydrogen in this thing, so I need to get docked somewhere and put some hydrogen in it. MXQ. Yeah, I could. I don't know if you're like way behind on the stream. It seems like you're maybe responding to things that happened 5 or 10 minutes ago. Or maybe I'm just not following. And yeah, I don't want a ton of instrumentation. The idea I had with this ship is it's a mining ship. I want a nice clear view of mining. And then the instrumentation is going to be on the side for anything that I need. I wanted lots of visibility. Unless you're talking about something else for the filter. The filters just don't seem to work as expected. So they're still working on those, I guess. Mining lasers. Do the mining lasers work? No, I need to hook up a thing. I think I need like an event gate or something. I don't think I'd even put that in here yet. So I need, I forget what it's called. I think it's called an event gate. So we can get the mining lasers to work. Sequencer gate, no, not that. Don't see it in there. Unless you were talking about the collectors on the front, Max Q, and then the collector would just fill up with rock. So that would be a no-go. I need a event gate. Yeah, I think that's what I need. I keep wanting to click and drag. That does not work in this game. I don't know which way is which. There is a little square on there. Oh, that's the bottom square. All right, fair enough. Want that on the bottom. Now I want... I think I have to link this to that, and then this to the lasers? Maybe? I don't remember for sure how this works. Can't link through the glass. Yep. There we go. Being a little finicky. Signal is primary, yeah, input signal, yeah. I think by default it just makes one fire group and then that should work. Yeah, there we go. Mining lasers. Nice. Now, we just need to get a hydrogen in this bad boy. So let's get that figured out. So I had made this docking connector here. Did I plumb it up? I plumbed it up to cargo. I've not plumbed it up to hydrogen yet. The problem is I don't know how to select individual docking connectors. This one is set to pull ore out. So I don't know how to dock to that. I might be able to just get up next to it and then activate it maybe? I haven't played around a whole lot with the docking connectors. They don't have a connector on the bottom to fill this with hydrogen. I have these guys. Actually, those are just for ore now that I think about it. Those are just for ore, so I don't actually want to connect to that connector. Maybe I do want a fueling connector just somewhere. I gotta remember how I had plumbed all this together. Do I have pipe on here? I do. If I switch to pipe, then I can see the pipes and stuff. So that's going out to each engine. Oh yeah, I had the connector on top for the gas. Right. So I need to make a small connector plumbed up to that where I can get gas. Now I remember. Oh, this is my hydrogen tank. 4,000 in there. It's good to go. So I kind of need a pad over here plumbed in. Or run pipes all the way over to here. That's another possibility. I have to make a lot of pipe. What do I want to do? Do I want to do that? Sure. Let's get it lined up at the ore connector, and then we'll kind of know where to build the refueling connector. Docking connectors are different colors, which is interesting. I'm not sure what that means. Whee! I don't know if there's a way to tell that docking connector to connect manually. That's something I need to play with. Like if I linked this. Oh, that's already linked. Look at me go. I don't know that that'll do anything. Let's flip the switch and find out. Oh, I think that did it. Okay, yeah, you can flip the switch and it will dock. Okay. Is that the color it turns when it's docked? No, it's green. So that's like aligning it, but then it didn't lock. Maybe because it couldn't quite get lined up right? Possibly? Still figuring this game out. Yeah, I can't really move. So it's like it's locked to it, but it hasn't connected. So my 3D view is way out of whack. Save the blueprint while I'm thinking about it. A little better. I do this, it jumps way back here though. Maybe that's just the way it works. Yeah, I can freely move. I wonder if I just need to... bring that connector up a bit. Can't really go down. Well, I could go down more actually if I adjust the landing gear. I have to adjust the piston length on the landing gear. That's doable. Wrong button. See if we can get this thing to dock. Okay, back to no clip mode. It's just so much easier to build in No clip mode. Alright, so I want to go to this guy here. And it needs to be a little bit shorter. So let's say 0.8. Like that's already sunk into the ground a bit. That might not be the best test ever. Landing gear. Oh shoot. Forgot I was in control of the ship. I wish I could change the view and still control the ship. There may be a way to do that. I just don't know how to do it. Okay, now we have no landing gear down. I do have my build anchor on, so I should be able to hop out of the spaceship. It doesn't fall out of the sky. Great. Yeah, let's try 0.5, so 775. Try that on these landing gear pistons. Here, piston. Well, those were 0.75. Say what? That must be mounted at a different spot. So I need to take off 0.05. So I'll put this at 0.7. We'll try that. Lower the gear. So touchy. Yeah, still not quite low enough. Interesting. Somebody stood on the pipe, Max Q? Yeah, no worries. It happens. You're not the first person that's happened to. Sometimes YouTube's weird. I wonder if... the construction anchor was interfering with it. Got it. I just happened to think of that. Alright, so let's bring the gear back up. Does that work? It does, and then we need to adjust that just a hair more. So let's try 7.5. That. And was the back here clipping down as well? Ooh, yeah, that's still not great. You're actually up a little above. Are we level? We'll be pretty much level. Yeah, okay. So those were fine. I just need to adjust the front one. Those should be fine. Let's cycle one more time. Oh, let's adjust the front one. You are way too far down, so we'll do 7 on you. Probably 675 ish. Yeah, probably 6.5. There we go. That's looking more correct. Okay, back in the pilot seat, and if we disconnect the dock, if I'm over here and I turn that on, does that just arm it basically? Oh, it just kind of pops over there. Okay, yeah, cool. Good times. We're learning. We're learning how things work. Okay, now we know where the ship is when it's hooked up to cargo. Now we could build like a refueling boom thingy. As far as I know, we don't have like pass-through pistons and stuff like in Space Engineers, so it has to be a rigid structure, as far as I know. So this might be like a one-time thing, and then we have to rebuild it when it needs fueled. I'm not sure. Because I did not make this plumbed up for fuel. Not thinking that that might be a problem, but that might be a problem. Alternatively, we could put like a fueling connector, say, on here. Because that is all plumbed in to the to both sides. So maybe that's the thing to do. Is just put a refueling connector like right here that could hook in. You know what I mean, Vern? And then we could plumb that up to our base. There is no crouch in this game. I forgot. It's going to interfere with the landing gear if I put it there, isn't it? Yep. I have the connector on me. I don't. Docking connector. Nope, can't click drag. Keep forgetting that. Well, let's just hook something up temporarily. Because I can go into space and refuel at a space station, I think, off the top docking connector. Keep forgetting you can't just build how you want. You have to make something to key off of, and then you can place stuff. Doesn't really have very much of a snapping option. But once that's there, then we can take the block away and it's all good. I do have a little bit of pipe. Shame I can't snap to the middle of that. That's okay. So we should do this size pipe, which is the next size up, right? Yeah, it is. I need to make sure mirrored mode is off. We're going to delete that, and then we're going to go put a junction in here. We're going to come over to our connector. And we're going to just redo all this because I did it wrong. We'll do it like that. Then slap the connector on the bottom. Ta-da! There's a docking connector. I need to go remove these guys because I forgot I had mirror mode on when I was doing that. There we go. Alright, that should in theory work for a temporary fueling solution. Maybe. Do I want perhaps a one-way filter in here? I don't know that we have. Oh no, I can do. You can do that on the connector now. I forgot they changed it. So we want to say create a pull filter, and it wants to be a world item. No, it wants to be a. It's really not or. Fluid, there it is. Down at the bottom. Hydrogen. So we only want it to be able to pull in hydrogen. Now in theory, I could build a thing and refuel the ship. A nice little theory. Let's test that theory. We'll need a lot more pipe though. Alright, I think that's where we need to go. How tall do you need to be? Can I just stick you right here? Look at that. Perfect. I want a switch. So I can control that. We'll just slap you right there. We'll leave you turned off. All right, now we just need to go all the way over to the base and hook up to that. Need to go down to about here. Guess I could come over from the base, but I don't know exactly where I need to be, so. We can go 4 meters at a time. Still under the ground. Snow clip mode is super handy for building. I don't want to go through my storage container, so we'll go around it. I need to go down. Under the ocean. No, we're out of pipe. Are there flexible conveyor tubes? Sorry, I just saw your comment. Pipe corrugated, pipe, glow pipe, pipe cover, transparent pipe. Yeah, I don't know of any flexible stuff in the game. There's decorative things that are like that. That should be enough pipe. Back underground. It's a little trippy trying to tell what's what underground here. I think that should now be connected. In theory. No system linked. Wait. You are too linked. Okay, well, whatever. There are conveyor hoses. I thought those were just decorative, though. Oh, no, it does move items. My bad. I thought those were just decorative. Maybe that's changed. Been a while since I looked at those. I don't know if you can move those with, like, pistons and stuff, though. Like, if you have them on different grids. I don't know that that works. If I wanted this to be movable. Something to experiment with at some point. Alright, so if I turn this on, do we start filling up with fuel? Great question. Link tool. No. Okay. Well, we're partway there. That is connected, right? I wonder if it's just the pull filter not working. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh, it's not green. They're not actually docked. Right, I forgot it needs to turn green. I bet that's because I'm docked to this other one. Can't be docked to more than one at the same time. So let's pop in here and hit this docking connector. Oh, crap. My ship's flying away. What happened? Oh, it docked itself. Okay. I don't want to automatically dock to that. I'm not sure how that happened. But sure. The orientation is off on that docking connector. So that's the thing. I forgot to check the orientation when I added that. That's my bad. Let's get back approximately where we need to be. And let's redo these so they have the right orientation. Oh, it's not showing me the orientation. How do I show the orientation? There's a way to tell how it's oriented, and I don't remember how that is. Maybe somebody knows. I thought I had little arrows when you're... Oh, there it is. Oh, it's over there. What? Okay. Weird. So where's the arrows for this? Oh, it's over there on the base. Yeah. Okay. You just have to look around in the world for the arrows. Got it. Oh, is only one of those lit up once you place it? So once you place it, I guess you can tell. Now they're oriented correctly. I was looking for the arrows. They're just kind of all over the world there. That's pretty funny. So your light is there, and yeah, those are lined up. It's just been a while since I played. All right, so now let's link this guy back up. You need to go to that one. Turn you on. You're going to move over there and dock. Nice. Now we shouldn't have any gas flowing because my filter is gone. No, we do have gas flowing. Just kind of naturally flowing into there from the generator probably. I want to say create a new pull filter of fluid. No. Did you lock up? Son of a... Game crashed. Oh, game. I wonder when my last autosave was. What's up, Danger Train? Thastreon, I'm not sure if I said howdy to you. And I hope I said that right. And I completely missed Mud's message back there. Sorry about that. I was focused on the building. Have you never heard of this game? It's pretty niche. It's been around for a while. It only recently got an actual like gameplay loop. And it's still very, very, very rough. Yeah. So the game crashed. It's completely locked up. So there's that. I haven't had trouble with crashes in a while. Let's try that again. Welcome to my desktop. Playing Stationeers. Cool. Yeah, there's a link in the description to the Steam page. If you want to just go follow it there or wishlist it so you can keep an eye on it. It's very much early access. It's getting updated constantly though, sometimes multiple times a day. So I'm pretty sure it's a single dev, but they are working hard on it. I've reported a bug on their GitHub and had it fixed in less than 24 hours. That doesn't always happen, but I have had it happen. That's right, Dave. I only play the buggy crap. Finished working games are for losers. I am playing on Linux, yeah. How's it going, Mr. Gamma? All right, where were we? It looks like it did save after I put the connectors on. Okay, cool. Those are sort of lined up, I think. Turn you off. And let's put a new push filter on here. Or fluid hydrogen. We'll have a pull filter on here. Or fluid hydrogen. And then we'll hope for the best. So if you have your link tool out, you can click on stuff and see. So I got a little bit of fluid in there. 73. None in that side. Alright. See if we can get some gas in this ship. There is no option to save, unfortunately. It just auto-saves in the background. What distro? I'm running Debian. Was it 13, I think, is the version? I like Debian because it's just kind of bog standard and it works. And also used to it. I've been using Linux since about 1995. But I only recently started using it again on the desktop. I do Linux for a living, like on servers and data centers. That's been my entire career. But I haven't used Linux on the desktop in like 20 years. Until earlier. When did I build this? 6 months ago? I forget now. It's way easier than it used to be back in the day, that's for sure. Still not, definitely not a mainstream thing. Alright. We are filling up with gas. If I fill both these up, that'll take all the gas I had over there. All the gas that we're making. Let me in! So we should, yeah, we see that needle ticking down. I don't remember if I had the oxygen plumbed up. I wonder if they fixed that. What I tried to do, I think I got rid of the idea because it was, oh no, I do have it over here. I've got a little collector here, so when we're on a planet, my thought was we could just pull in the oxygen and we're good to go. Yeah, I do have oxygen. These are both full. Cool. So that's how I get to oxygen. When I'm somewhere that's oxygenated, I just pull it in. And these are also connected to the top. So this top connector will bring in hydrogen or oxygen. This is kind of a temporary connector just so I can get some gas in it. Lurk away, Danger Train. Yeah, all the kernel level anti-cheat spyware crap won't work on Linux. So that does limit you depending on what kind of games you want. Alright, neat. Let's get some gauges up here so I can tell how full my ship is. That'd be handy. Next, I'm going to go ahead and turn that off just for funsies. And we can watch the gauges and the ship go up. And then, before I forget, actually, let's get this sealed up. And then we're pretty much ready to go to space. We're getting pretty darn close anyway. Similar to see, I'm not really up to speed on all the the cool kid stuff these days. I don't run any of that CachyOS, or I've never used Arch Linux. I've been using Linux for 30 years. I've never used Arch Linux. So I'm not cool. I've made a nice living using Linux, but I want the mirror mode. I have to turn that back on. It doesn't save after you've exited the game. So we'll reactivate that. We need to, I redid the cockpit if you weren't here earlier, so I need to reduce a little bit of this. I'm not sure what all that's going to remove, but I'm going to remove that. And that. That removes that whole thing. Alright, good to know. Then you need to be a block, and you need to be a block, and then we can come back with that. And you can go across here like that. And paint you back. You're all good and happy. Then that should be sealed in theory. It's a good theory. I think we're about ready to go mine with this sucker. I'm even going to take the I'm going to take the construction anchor off. The construction anchor lets you have it float in the air while you're building it. Kind of just anchors it in 3D space. Doing a little dual boat Dual boot to cope. Yeah, that works. I don't play anything that Linux doesn't work with. The only thing I miss is track IR. There's not a good just works solution for track IR on Linux. There is some hokey crap that sort of works, and I don't want to deal with that. Other than that, everything I played luckily just works. Mostly thanks to Steam. All right, so we got that in there. Got that sealed up. I want some gauges, so let's work towards that goal. I'm gonna throw a bunch of this stuff back in there. It's kind of my detailing components. And then, no, I don't want, is it the monitor? I don't even remember for sure, excuse me, what I need. I know I need some monitors. Is that the... Yeah, it does have the variants. All right, cool. So I want to get some screens up here for showing how much oxygen and nitrogen I have. Let's put a screen there, a screen there. I don't know what orientation those are in. That's part of the fun. You get to guess. And then I think I saw in a patch note you can hook this to multiple? Is that what they did? No. Nope. That was not it. Okay. In that case, we'll have left and right hydrogen. So left tank. Right tank. And then we'll just stick another down here for O2. Oh no, I've got two of those too, don't I? I forgot. Alright, that's on the right, so that'll be the right tank. We'll just do left and right for both, I guess. Ta-da! Here we go. Oh yeah, you were using Bazite, weren't you, Dave? All right, we're going to dock that back up, and then we're going to continue filling with hydrogen, in theory. Yeah, I saw that one move a pixel. Nice. Now, I probably need to turn production back on, because we're going to be, yeah, we're getting low, so let's kick that back on. That goes to our electrolyzer, which pulls in seawater and turns it into hydrogen and oxygen. So we'll kick that on. Oh no, how's our battery? Should be good. We've got a lot of power. So we'll let that fill, and then I think we're about ready to go to space. Did I ever put any life support in here? Life support, I heard, is handy when you're in space. I should probably put some life support in here. Yeah, let's do that. Do I have a life support built? I don't remember for sure what it looks like. I think it's a panel looking thing. Oh, I could put the speedometer in. That'd be fun. Used up all my displays. So I need to get some more of those built. I'll quit sheet flying. Start walking again. Do. I have a gauge level. Fun. Yeah, I don't see life supports. I need to make one of those. Is it called life support? It is. Life support. Let's build one of those. That could be important. And then I think it's called a monitor. Let's build some more of those. Let's go ahead and queue up 8 of those. At the 5060. Nice. I have a 4070 Ti Super. And then an AMD something processor. 7800 X3D? I forget. All the specs are on the little about blurb on my main channel, if you're curious. It's not the X3D that's the top of the line, it's the one below that. We need a life support. Yes, please. And we got some more monitors in case we want to put some of those in. Beautiful. How are we doing on just like ingots? Are we out of everything? No. Must have went to another storage. I used to only have this storage, but now there's more. Storage unit. Lector? Oh, it put it all in the miner. Why did you put it all over there? Was that when maybe when the filter was freaking out? Yeah, it shoved it all over into my other miner. In my my original mining ship. Weird. I guess it was able to pull from there and build stuff. There's all kinds of bugs in this game, but it has so much potential. I think it's really going to be great in another couple years. All right, life support. I think it goes like that. Let's just kind of line that up like our guy over there, so it'll just mirror that. Leak, leak, leak. You think? This is really buggy, but I think these are set to, yeah, provide oxygen to life support. So it still thinks there's a leak. Which there could be, but that thing is also super buggy. Did I forget to seal up something somewhere? Quite possible. Cycle the door again. Trying to remember, is there a way to tell where the leak is? I don't remember. NVIDIA is disappointing. I beg to differ, Dave. I have had zero issues whatsoever. I think your OS is disappointing. Just saying. And I completely disagree that the NVIDIA drivers have horrible Linux support. It works flawlessly. I've never had any issues. I was hesitant to even use an AMD CPU because I'd always been Intel, NVIDIA, but yeah, pretty happy with the AMD CPU. You better be joking, Dave. But I hear that a lot, though, and I think it's from the people that run like these bleeding edge Linux distros like CachyOS and all that stuff. I mean, I run good old Debian, and I install NVIDIA's drivers, you know, their binary drivers, and it just works flawlessly. So my experience differs. Why are you saying there's a leak? I don't know that there's a leak in here. Game, I don't know that I agree with that. I don't remember if there's a way to tell where the leak is. Label. Hello world. Figure hello world. Nice. Apparently you can put a label on there. You have different life support zones, maybe? Wonder, is it around like the door, maybe? Like, do you have to have more blocks around the door? The door is really wide. This stuff's turned off, so it shouldn't be leaking like from there anywhere. Understand why it thinks there's a leak. I did put windows in here. Yeah, there's windows. I guess I could fill in some more of this and see if that helps it out any. But I know I've had issues with the life support being really buggy. So there's also that. Yeah, I'm not saying it works excellent for everybody, because I do hear that a lot. Like, that's kind of the mantra is, NVIDIA Linux drivers are terrible. I've never personally had any issues with them. But I've also been using Linux for 30 years, so I might just do things without thinking about it that make it work. I don't know. But for NVIDIA, it's like you literally just install the drivers and you run their driver installer and boom, you're done. I don't know. Where's this thing leaking from? It is a mystery. To consider that a leak? Try a switch to turn it on and off. Not a bad idea. I've had it be very fiddly. It's fiddly on my other ship too. There we go. That snapped it out of it. Cool. Yeah, in my other ship I have a switch in the cockpit, so I'll do the same here. Yeah, that snapped it out of it. Now we're playing with gas. Cooking with gas. Alright. Delete you, and then I want to turn off mirror mode for now. And I want to have you... Life support is pretty important, I've heard. Well, I guess I could have it mirror mode. That's fine. We'll have a switch over there too. I don't have anything to link it to at the moment, but... Leak, leak, leak! Amaze, amaze, amaze. Yeah, it just needs to be toggled on and off. That seems fine. O2 nominal. There we go. It worked. You literally have to toggle it on and off the switch for it to work every time. Seems like. Alright, that took some of our O2 out. If I turn that off, does it put it back in the tank? I don't think it does. I think it just turns it off. So we do need to refill our oxygen tank, which we should be able to do by opening that valve. In theory. Well, it was a nice theory. Maybe refilling really slowly, because the pipe is tiny. 153, yeah, it's slowly filling up from the atmosphere. That one's basically full, so it's using those two. Pretty sure those are plumbed together, right? Yeah, those are plumbed together. Cool. When you have the pipe equipped, you can see like the ghost image, which is handy for troubleshooting. Alright, we'll leave that on so it can refill with oxygen, but we don't need the life support on. We're on an oxygenated planet. So that is fine. What else do we need? Oh yeah, I was going to put the speedometer on here. Do-do-do-do-do. Sucker's huge. I don't really like that. I kind of like the idea of having a speedometer. I just don't want it like that huge. Let's just put it down there at our feet. That's fine. And then I want to monitor for like how full our storage is. Can we do that? I don't remember if we can do that yet. Let's do that. And then if I link that to the main storage container. Not sure I can do without deleting some blocks. Get rid of that temporarily. Sweet. So we got storage on that side and speed on that side. I need to move that though. It's not. I need to move this over. There we go. All right, storage. We got speed. Need to put my floor back. You're the bigger grid. There we go. Okay. Oxygen refilling. I think we're ready to go test mine this. How's our... Yeah, our hydrogen is full. I do need switches for these... for all the reactors. I want to be able to turn those on and off. I don't think I have that hooked up yet. This is my landing gear. Can I... Oops. Can I put a label on that? I guess you can't label the switch, unfortunately. At least I don't know how to. Well, actually, let me look. Is there a labeler button? Copy paste. Tag tool. No, I don't think that does what it... use this tool to tag bricks to be used in mission scripts. Yeah, that's not what I want. Life support. Activate command. That's the docking. Wasn't there like little... There's little label thingies we can use. We go to my backpack. Move this stuff up into my backpack for now. And if I go to decals, there are decals. I don't know that we can just put text anywhere. So that's kind of a docking connector, right? Let's grab some of these and put them on the toolbar. Do we have a down arrow? I was thinking of just something that would look like landing gear, maybe. And we can do that, and then I can put this... That's the docking connector. Maybe arrows like that for landing gear. Third option of monitor. Oh, there's a third option. I thought I had seen labels somewhere. Let's take a look at that. Oops. Oh, it's a screen, and then you can put what you want on the screen. Okay. Fortunately, it looks like only one size. Well, let's go back to label, and then can I just right-click? Yeah, I can right-click these off. Or not. There we go. It won't go there because this game has a lot of snapping problems. So I'd have to move all these switches. Can I put a block across here maybe, and then go underneath and snap to it that way? Aha! gotta be smarter than the game. You gotta be smart enough to make the blocks in the right place too. Yeah, it's like it sets out on the edge for some reason. Oh, wow. Okay. Oop. Hello? I don't like how it's floating out in the air like that, so. That's cool, but I don't like it. Maybe I'm just doing it wrong. Yeah, it just snaps really weird. What's up with that? Let's see if I can actually get something to write on here. What am I doing wrong, chat? Text input screen. It's above? Oh. Oh, it's backwards. Weird. Say what? Okay. Well, that's interesting. I must just be doing something wrong. So it's like, yeah, it's like it's a projector or something, but that doesn't really do me any good. Plus, it's just weird. Like, why can't I snap it in place? So anyway, that's good to know, but I'm going to move on. And I'll just use the labels. That works for my monkey brain. All right, docking connector. Gear up and down, and then you were life support. So we go back to decals. There we go. Health. That'll work. And then we have collector, ejector. So let's go back to here, and we could have an arrow and a box, maybe? To designate it's coming in or out. So we have our box. Then we have it either comes in or it goes out. Ta-da! Scroll down from decals. Just some detail blocks. So you can make it look like it has like rivets and stuff. Which is cool. I've seen some people build some really cool stuff in this game. I am not a great builder at all. Okay, we're going to stay on planet for the initial mine, so we can just have that open. That doesn't matter. We have full stuff. Let's see if we can mine something. And let me go ahead and current entity save. We'll just go ahead and save the blueprint. Alright. Let's... No, docking connector is... undone? I think. No. Because I have to do the... That's the docking connector for the ore. Right. My manual fuel up, I need to turn off manually. Do-do-do-do. Boink. There we go. That needs to be better, but it worked to get some fuel in the ship. Alright, we're flying. Let's see if we can mine something and stay in the air. I forgot to look and see what we needed, like, more of. I think we really need gold that much. I need to go into space and get more, like, exotic stuff. We got some copper. We can always use copper. Alright, so I want to have my landing gear up. I want my collector and my ejector on. And I think we're ready to mine. Maybe. Yeah, there's a ton of detailing I could do. I want to make sure it functions. And I can go to town with the detailing. I'm still not super excited about the cockpit. It may go through some more iterations. So we should be spitting rock out the back. Yeah, we are. Cool. And we've barely even got anything on our storage. Nice. The idea for this ship is I could go to space and just mine tons of stuff. You know, or the planet, but... It's just bigger and more functional than my first little starter miner that I made. Which worked great to get started and build a base and whatnot. I think I also probably want to put guns on this. I haven't got to that point yet. Because there are pirates out in space. Yeah, still like one little pixel. If that's even working. Nice. I think that might be most of the copper. We'll grab some cobalt. Yeah, I've heard the pirates can be pretty rough. I haven't gone to the jump gate yet. I've been out in space to get the sunstones, and I went to one of the stations. That's pretty much it. Haven't done much else. Yeah, I'm gonna have to redo this cockpit design. Find something that works. I do like that I can do the ejectors. I might want to up... I think I want to up the power a little bit on the ejectors. I haven't turned down because it just yeets them clear across the map. I need to turn those back up a little bit. So let's put our landing gear down. Spell speed. Ranked it up to like, I don't know. 8.1? Sure. You just double click that? No, you can't just double click it and set a value. There we go. Got a little more oomph to it. Hey, we have like 1 pixel on our storage full. I think we got enough room. I think we're going to be okay. Oh, there's a big old iron deposit. Let's grab a bunch of iron. We can always use iron. That's just rock. Where's the iron all subterranean? Yeah, I haven't done any of those missions yet. That's a mission that keeps popping up about they're running out of oxygen. You can go do missions out in space. Haven't done any of that yet. Still just 1 pixel on the cargo. Gee, mine's at a pretty good rate. I'm happy with that. Well, this grass floating. Just didn't delete it, I guess. Don't cross the streams. This is a deep iron vein. Whee! There's the collector. It's pulling its own stuff back up. Nice. Maybe I need to just crank the power up even more. And we got some stuff sitting on our windscreen. And it likes to get like clipped inside the ship. Bang around. Funny. Let me turn the collector off. There we go. Get out of here. Still got all that smoke is from stuff that's like inside the ship. We're going to turn it up to 11. We're going to turn it up to 20. There we go. Boom. There we go. You could really yeet it out there. I don't think we really need 50 though. It's gonna really bug me if these aren't the same. No. Oh, come on. Game? Wow. I'm not gonna be able to sleep tonight. I wish that didn't bother me as much as it does. Alright, yeah, those are both still on. Yeah, I was trying to find the iron deposit. Whee! I got somewhere down in there. Our storage looking like 2 pixels now, I think. Bonk. I don't think there's collision damage yet, which is nice. Yeah, this is probably more iron than I'm ever gonna possibly ever need. We'll give that a rest. Whee! Be free, rocks, be free. All the rocks come falling out. Where they were embedded in the ship. But still pooping stuff out. Fun. Yeah, we could keep some of that. You can always turn it into stone blocks. I've been doing that in case I want to expand out the base a bunch. It sounds like there's rocks in the ship. That is a problem with the game. Whee! Alright, now we'll see if the ore pull works. So I need to go turn on my docking connector. Landing gear is down. Did it turn that on? Oh, it has to be in range when you turn it on, maybe? It did finally connect. Alright, let's go see if it's pulling ore out. It'll be hard to tell on that screen because it's gonna take forever with the granularity. We could go see if it's pulling iron ore in. I didn't have any iron ore. You're not on. Let's turn you on. Do you have any iron ore anywhere? We have stone. We have nothing in there. That's expected. Collector, furnace. No, it's not pulling in the ore. Okay. Let's go take a look. It is indeed docked. I don't have any filters on that one. This has a pull filter of any type of ore. And it is connected to the storage. Oh, it goes to this one. And then that one is plumbed underneath, right? Yeah. So it should stick it in there. Why is it not pulling that out? Because you built the ship wrong, probably. The tube. Oh, it actually doesn't look like it's connected maybe to the storage. You should have a thingy like that sticking in here. Is that connector too big for this storage unit? See how these have like a little piece inside? Yeah, I don't think these dock connectors are actually working. Well, crap. Okay, let's turn mirror mode back on. Let's start troubleshooting. It's right against the cargo. So it shouldn't need a slice, right? Oh, it's against that part of the cargo. I see what you're saying. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Fun. Storage unit, nope. Conveyor, nope. It looks like that. Am I out of conveyor? Might actually be out of conveyor. Always use conveyor. Let's build up some of that. Yeah, I see what you're saying, Max Q. It's against like the lip of the cargo unit, but it's not against the whole thing. Tricky, tricky. There we go. Furnace kicked off. I heard it fire up. So, we need a slice. It's not going to let me do that. So I might have to set that out a little bit. See, I can put one there. I can't put one behind here. So let me move the ship a little bit. Slide it over. I think I may have to have this sitting out a little bit on a slice for it to work. There we go. Yeah, it's going to have to be like that, and then there has to be a little bit of a gap there, I guess. It doesn't see... Well, let me reconnect that again. Let's just make sure that's what's actually going on. We'll do that. Bring it up to that size. Point it that way so it's oriented properly. Yeah, it's definitely not. Let's move it over one. In case it's an alignment issue. So instead of there, let's put it here. Nope. I think it has to be on a slice and it'll just have to stick out. Interesting. Well, let's put that there. That does go into the cargo. That there. And that should connect. We'll just have to greeble around it. In that case, I think I will move it over. Do I have mirroring on? I'm going to turn mirroring off for most of this. Well, for some of this. When I place the conveyor, or the connector, because it won't connect properly. Just shared your new build? Alright, cool. I'll check it out after the stream. Or I might pull it up here in a minute. If you want everybody to look at it, I can pull it up. Should be able to go find it, in theory. Alright, that should have put a slice. Yeah, put a slice over there as well. And then for this guy, unless they fixed it, it won't mirror this properly. So let's put that on there. And then go look. Yeah, it's backwards. That's the way it was before. I need to turn off mirror mode and then put this guy on the proper direction. There we go. I can turn mirror back on for all the greebling we need to do. That off. Mirror back on. Alright, link to the cargo. That is up. Let's make sure that works. And then we'll fill in all the little details. Get over kind of close. And then we'll kick the docking connector on. Hello? Oh, right. I need to relink that. Derp. Because we got rid of the connector, so it doesn't know what it's linked to anymore. Link to you. And link to you too. Link to you. And then the game is going to probably freak out. Or will it just connect and be good? Yeah. That's flashing green, which makes me think something's going haywire. No? I don't know why that's blinking green, but it is pulling stuff out. Unless, do they blink green now when stuff's passing through? That's weird. I don't like that. Oh, the flashing does mean it's pulling. Okay. That's a new thing. Got it. I won't worry about it then. So that works to pull out ore. Why didn't this one work? This one didn't work at all. Unless it was sneaky and it started working while I wasn't looking. Oh, it did. Look at that. Unless oh no, I moved it manually. No, I'll pull the ingots out manually. I don't know. It's hard to tell sometimes if it's a bug or a feature or if you're just not doing it right. There we go. Look at that. I should go ahead and also include stone. Because we may possibly come back here with stone. So, world items, rock. Like a rock. There we go. It'll pull that in. Cool. So that part's working. Are you completely separate from the base storage? I think you, yes, you are. Okay. What I've been doing is say what now? Where's that stone going? It's just looping around. Yeah, there's a lot of bugs in this game. Okay, it doesn't seem to be happy pulling rocks, so I'm going to turn that off. Don't know why that's such a problem. If I go to... Do I not have this labeled? I don't. This is... Medium, minor, Mark 1 storage. There we go. Yeah, where did the stone go? Oh, it's pulling it back through the ejectors. That's not a one-way filter. I still have those on? I thought I turned those on. No, those are off. So it's fighting with these guys. So the dock is pulling them out into the storage, and then these guys are pulling them back. So when I have these off, I need these to be off. Let me see if I can link those to the switch too. That's the ejectors. I do have those linked. They should have been off, but they're not. Okay, like I said, it's hard to keep up sometimes with the bugs and everything. So you can put a switch on these, but it doesn't actually turn them off? Is that what's going on? That's blank. Does that turn the arrows back on? I turn that on? No? It's really confusing. I do want to filter. See, push-pull's not turned on. So with these off, I don't know why it'd be pulling that in. It's just not working right. That's why it was stuck in a big loop, though. Looks like those were fighting. So now that that's off, can I go? Okay, it's ejected everything, so now it's calmed down. Oh yeah, just another bug. Alright, we got the ore in. We're smelting the ore. Awesome. I don't like the cockpit. Don't like that at all. Now that we're... Well, I'll leave it docked. That's fine. I don't think that'll cause issues. There's a good way to clear that out. I guess I'll just have to go into X decals. If I pop them over here. There we go. Where'd my canopy go? Didn't I have some canopy left over? For sure I had a little bit of... Oh, there it is. I did have some canopy left over. Alright, before I start messing with it, let's... Actually, I don't know if docking is a problem for blueprinting, so we'll just turn that off. Current entity, and save. Let's go ahead and save that blueprint. Let's take another whack at the canopy here. Still not super happy with how that is. That's not where I wanted to be. If it is something stupid like this. Then I just filled this in with blocks. Or I could use those windows possibly. Do I have any more of those? I do. I do have some more windows. Think that's what those are? Is there a variant of this? No, there's no variant of that. It's not a window. What is that? Window tile, I bet. Yeah, okay. So what if I did some window tile down here? Probably gonna look dumb. Yeah, it's too low then. Oh, I should have had mirror mode on, shouldn't I? That would probably make sense. Redo that with mirror mode on. Yep, one less out. It's not the worst thing ever. Let's roll with it. switch it. I wish it wouldn't switch automatically. Gets me all confused. It's not great, but it's unique. It's definitely unique. I think I'm going to need some more window tile. I don't think we have enough to do up here. We're going to need 50, potentially, yeah, 50, I think. Is it just, I'm pretty sure it takes into account the mirroring. Or not. I guess I need 100. But that doesn't mean it translates to that, because it's, yeah, the sizing is weird. But I know I need more, so let's go make more. That was called window tile. Yeah, Max Q, I might be able to replumb it and use one-way stuff here and there. I don't know. Or just have them fix it. That's the other option. Window tile. Yes, please. Did they ever turn on the shared mode yet? No. Disabled for now. You're supposed to be able to share a queue between these, but it's super buggy, so they turned it off. There we go. That should be lots of windows. This is way boxier now, but I mean, it is an industrial ship, so that's not the end of the world. I can't go all the way across, so we will have to mirror it. I don't know what we need to do back here. We'll figure that out. There is a little gap there. We put some lights across here. Like I've got the lights down here. We could put some lights up here as well. And then we got this ugly monstrosity back here. Not a whole lot we can do with that, because I don't think we can snap on there. Yeah, it won't let me snap back in there. So I don't, if that counts as a leak, then we're in trouble. Unless I can do something on the inside here. Yeah, I might have to do something on the inside. Let's just do that. Try the arch. Yeah, that might fit in there. I don't know, but it's sealed now, as far as I know. We do have this, though. So let's do the same thing on the inside. That. We need to seal up this corner. O2 rising. O2 nominal. There you go. Cool. It's still nice forward visibility. That's the main thing I wanted in the mining ship. And we can still kind of see down and around to the sides. It's butt ugly, but that's most of my designs. And I can always get some of the more fancy shapes and blend that in better. The main thing is it is sealed. I think. Yeah, it is sealed. Let's actually replace this with this block. Like that. Not terrible. Light cruise engine, no. I had some lights here somewhere. I remember what they look like. I might have used them all. I made these pretty long, so they shine out a lot. I probably did end up using them. No, I keep no clipping everywhere. Like a boss. We got enough iron now. 384. Excellent. We have a ton of copper. We don't have a lot of wood. I will probably take the little ship out when I need to get wood. I don't see any lights in here either. What do they look like? So if we say light. I believe it's the floodlight is what I had. We also have the indicator light, which has some variations. That's these things. I don't think I necessarily want those, but maybe. Have any more indicator lights? Well, I know I want some of these, so I think that might be a case of it makes 4 but doesn't tell you. Same with these guys. Let's just make some of these lights and get some stuff on the front, see what it looks like. Now that literally did just make 1. Does it have any... Oh, it doesn't have any variations. It's literally just an indicator light. Alright, yeah, we don't want that. We use that for other stuff. Make me more of these. And I'll be back. Could have used my jetpack. It's just easier to no-clip around when you're building on the inside. Alright, so these guys. The way these work is you can drag them out, and that's like how bright they are. Make sense? So they're always that size, but how much like the light cone comes out, that's determined by how long you make them. Let's do like, say, 8. And that used 0.25, or no, I had 2, didn't I? So 1.25. Yeah, and that looks like a mining ship. These have they do have a grid size as well. I made the bigger ones down here. I think those are fine. Or up there. That's going to look kind of silly on there, I think. Can I get a... No, I can't. Take that off, and we'll do that, and then we'll stick lights in here. And yeah, I still need to do like tons of detailing. I plan to use those flexible hoses and stuff to detail up the front. There we go. We got some lights. We got a nice big cockpit view. Let's get these docking connectors back in place. Looking somewhat decent. Yeah, I don't like how that ties in though. Oops, I didn't want to do that. I want to come in. But let's get the armor back on here. Say armor. I don't know if that's even a thing. I haven't done any battle in this game at all. So I don't know how that works. Nope. Probably do that, and then this would be different. That back in there like that. Small guy. Like that. Little Figure out the bottom piece. Yeah, that's not it. I mean, yeah, it is what it is. I'm not a great designer. Let's tuck that in like that. It's an industrial ship. Now, what's it look like over here? Did it match? Yeah, it did. Very cool. Yay for symmetry. Alright, we need to do some painting. That's for sure. I want this cockpit to be white. Kind of want the cockpit to be sort of all one color. Maybe some accents. I need a nice orange. Keep trying to click and drag. It still doesn't work. Oh, that only paints part of it, doesn't it? Forgot about that. So we really need a skin around that to make it look right. Probably need to redo this whole front end. No! Say it's not so. Yeah, what if we just took off that piece? I want it to stretch to there, but it doesn't want to do that because it wants to line up a block here. So I guess we'll give it what it wants. That. That in. Then we can, oops, then we can go back to that size. Then they can come out to here like that. The idea is we can now paint that orange, but I don't want the whole thing orange going back, so I kind of wish you could subdivide this stuff. So I'm going to have to use my imagination here. So we need to down to and over that many. Like I said, I'm not the best designer in the world or on any planet. I know what I want to do. I'm not 100% sure how to get the game to do it. I have no idea, Max Q. I've not done any battle, so I have no idea about anything related to damage. Alright, so you come out to there. I can do that. So that gets that shape. Then I can paint those different colors. Score. Yeah, the more I think about this, the more I just need to redo the whole front end. We'll see what we can get done here. Luckily we have like multi-grid size. So that helps us kind of fudge some things. Review. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Need to be a full block. And you can be this block. There we go. Alright, I'm going to paint this all white for now. We may have some highlights in there. Replace that at some point so it became not white. That accent piece there, black. It's looking a little more like a ship. One thing I need to build is those flexible hose thingies. I don't think I have any of those. I'll build some of those. So we have hose, conveyor hose. Moves fuel and fluids, and then this moves items. Cool. Make a couple of those. Oh, a couple of those over here. We'll have those to play with. Made by Kenworth? Yeah. It's a space-going W900. All right, let's go play with these. I've not used these before. I've seen other people use them. So these are just kind of here. I wanted to connect them to the ship in a more interesting manner, but let's play with these hoses here first. So I think what you do is you place one of those Then you say, place one of those. And then I think you use the link tool. And then it makes, like, it draws a hose then. Ooh, and it doesn't like sharp corners. All right, good to know. Probably because it was rotated at some point. Let's try that again. Yeah, so you can do stuff like that. So I want to do that. These aren't going to necessarily be carrying any liquid or anything. Actually, let's do an experiment real quick. Do. What do I do with my switches? I'll put those back inside. I want to see if these move or if they're just static. I assume they're static. But I want to test that. Slider, that'll work. Let's just test something real quick. Alright, so we have a cube. And we have a piston. This piston will go 1 unit. It's going to go slowish. And we have a slider. Have another thingy. Have a hose there and a hose there. And we link those together. What happens when I move the slider? Oh, I need to link this. Link you to there. Oh, it does move. But it looks like it's twisted. That's cool. Okay. Well, there we go. We can make a refueling probe thing that would go up and link up and have flexible hose. I think. Cool. That's neat. I don't know how to determine, how do we make these so they're not twisted? I don't see any kind of orientation marker. If I rotate that twice and then link them, does it better? Inquiring minds want to know. There we go. Now it's not kinked anymore. How cool is that? Alright, I wondered if that would work, and it indeed does. Very nice. Alright, but we are just using them for decoration at the moment. Pretty darn cool. So let's do this. Let's have... you here. You're going to come out of a power conduit over here. Let's say we're going to link. So let's have dual power. More power. We'll have it go into 2 separated things just for visual interest. I say you, and you, and you. Not kinked. Excellent. And then, can I paint these? No. What if I paint that? There we go. We got to paint the little connector thing. Cool. I like it. Okay, and then we can kind of greeble this in like it's, part of the unit. We'll make like a little blister here. And I do need to check on the other side and see if the hoses match up. Something like that. You can always use better shapes. Make it look more interesting. Alright, it does not make the links. That's fine. Color you, color you. Very neat. That's a neat system. But this connection here needs to be better. We need to connect it to the ship in a more better manner. So let's work on that. And then I need to get off here in a little while. So that will just float in space. It's kind of arbitrary. Let's get some rounded shapes. Well, let's put the rounded shapes down here. So we got the rounded block. Got that. We got these. Could use a beveled panel for that power connector, actually. That would have been way easier. I keep forgetting I've got all these other little pieces. You used a beveled thing there. It's alright. Alright, if we have this guy, we of course can't. That. Oops. Let's make this kind of a rounded connection. Oops. Just for something different. Whoa, hey Max Q. Thank you. You didn't have to do that. Appreciate it. And thanks for the sub. Glad you're enjoying it. I play a big variety of things if anybody's new here. And I just kind of stream whenever I have time. I can't do any kind of fixed schedule, but yeah, thanks you very much. It's very generous of you. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to go with that. What else do we have? We have these. Yeah, that gets back like into the host territory, so I don't think I want to do that. Though I might come off. I did use that for the engine, so it kind of would suit the theme, sort of, kinda. Yeah, that's too big. What can we do with these? Can we? Can't raise those out. Okay. Now I know. Let's do this. Let's have like a big blister on there, and then let's come out with some. This, and then we'll try to meld into a rounded shape somehow. Do that, and then come back to this guy. I can maybe do some more detailing on that. I don't know, I'm just spitballing here. Yeah, it kind of goes into the rounded shape, which kind of fits in with that. Yeah, it's not too bad. We definitely need some color. What color do we want our mining lasers? And actually, what all does it paint? That just changed the light color? Yeah, it just changes the light color. Alright. What color are our mining lasers? Green? Let's do this. We're going to replace that with one of these. Oh, you're not going to be in the middle, are you? Okay, right idea, wrong execution. So we make it like that. Oh, you won't come out anyhow. Okay, let's do that, and then we will make you that, and then I'm gonna have to redo the hoses. What's that do here? That gets rid of that as well. All right, cool. Yeah, I could change the grid granularity a bit, but I think I'll go with this route if I can get that. I just need to get these centered up. That is that size. And where's that? Is that the escape menu? Completely forgotten where that's at. That was under here. F4 is third person view. Yeah, I've changed that before. Is it because I'm not on a cube? Oh, it's F4 is just that. Oh man, what is it? There's a key for that. F1, there it is. Grid settings. Yeah, it's already on quarter grid. That doesn't help me any. It lets me do things like that rather than it moving a whole block. Yeah, it just doesn't line up with that, does it? Alright, I think I will have to just use the blocks. It's fine. We can do it that way. We'll make it a little smaller, though. Here we go. Kind of wish you could paint the lasers. That would be nice. My problem with this is it's like attached into that, which doesn't make structural sense. So now that I've done that, I'm tempted to bring it out of this corner here. Now that I've done all that, I just thought, well, that's kind of welded to the cockpit, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but that's okay. Doesn't have to make sense. All right, then if I spray paint these guys, that changes the light color, doesn't it? All right, that's kind of what I thought. If you right click, it puts it back to normal. So we could make these look like chicken lights. I don't know if that's a Missouri thing. That's what we call the like the big trucks that are all decked out with lights everywhere. They're chicken lights. I don't know why. That's just what they're called. Yeah, gives a little flavor. Still have a butt ugly gray front, which I need to redo, but I'm not completely dissatisfied with that. Alright. I do need it off here in a bit. Let me take a quick look at guns. I do need to get some guns on here. I don't really know anything about guns in this game. Let's go have a peek. Oh yeah, you're right. I gotta link the other side, don't I? Good call. Here you. There we go. Thanks for the reminder. Whee! I think they're called beam weapons or something in here. We have beam weapon and a laser weapon. Fires laser projectiles. Okay. Fires a high heat damage beam, efficient against shields. So you really want beams and lasers, huh? I don't even know how we make these. I don't think I've made any of those, right? I put all my components in here, basically, unless they're in that box outside. Yeah, I haven't made any weapons. Oh. Got some more of those. Nice. So, I guess we'll make one of those and one of those, and we'll see what all it needs. Well, if you swung by today and you're wondering about like the space and stuff, I did some of this on a video, on some videos in some other streams. You want to see how I got started? I think I did maybe 3 videos of like starting from scratch and getting a little base and shit built. Then I've just kind of done some streams since then. Tinkering around, working on things. A bunch of thruster units for some reason. It made a beam aperture core. It's telling it to fix it where it tells what it's requesting. So it needs something. It can't build it. Now we have to go figure it out. It made the beam aperture core. It needs plate. There's plate. There's frames. There's electrical components. Can you not make electrical components? Plenty of copper. We've got wood. Silver, gold, iron. Are we missing something? Sorry, if you can hear the noise, the wife's cleaning the floor above my office. So. Yeah, I don't know what it's stuck on. Really wish it would tell you what it was stuck on. Oh, I see. It didn't. I was thinking it made this. It's working on it. Derp. A Pyron shard. The heck is that? That's something we need in space. That's something we need in space. Okay. So we can't make weapons until we go find Pyron shards. Got it. Fun. I don't know for sure where the Pyron shards are. I might have to do a little research, but we'll get some of those. No problem. I do need to get off here and get some more stuff done around the house. But this is, other than getting some weapons on it, this is functionally complete. I wasn't paying any attention to power when I went out. I think we're good on power. Let's see. Let's open up my backpack. Let's throw all this stuff in there. And then it wouldn't hurt to take... I want to get ready like to go to space. Yeah, I just got to go explore Max Q. And I definitely won't be going through the gate until we have some weapons. Do I have a tank anywhere? Whoa. The game's getting really laggy. I think it's unhappy after being running for an hour or two. I don't have like the little portable tank thing that I want. Alright, well let's... Yeah, here. I want bottles, I guess they're called. Make me a couple bottles. Maybe 4 total. Unless that just makes a whole bunch of bottles. That'd be pretty funny. Oh, it's remaking the plate that it needs. Gotcha. Let's take like 1 of oxygen and 1 of hydrogen with me, and we'll have that ready to go. I think you just click on these to get stuff. Oh, R. There it is. Refill bottle from the tank. Perfect. That's got oxygen in it, and then we'll get 3 of hydrogen for like our emergency supply. Whee! I don't know if we have bottle holders or not. Need some kind of just general... I need some storage access is what I need. Maybe I can make a wooden box and put in here. Crate. I don't really need to take all that stuff with me. But I'll take some scrappy hull for repairs. And then I want a wooden crate. Let's go make one of those. I don't have a fluid harvester yet plumbed up to hydrogen. I do have one for oxygen. This ship will eventually have that. I need to. I do. I need to. It needs a bigger one. The one I have is just for pulling in oxygen when I'm in an oxygen atmosphere. Hey, Space is Life. Yeah, it's going all right. We're wrapping up the stream here. The mining ship mostly complete. The bigger miner that I've been working on. And just getting prepped so I can head into space at some point. We don't have weapons. I need to go get Byron shards to make weapons. There's more detailing that can be done for sure. And I might redo these ejectors. There's a little bit of a problem where I can't unload stone because it causes a loop. So, yeah, there's a little bit of work here and there, but yeah, it's functional. Looks pretty cool. So as far as oxygen, I have this little guy right here. Pull in oxygen. I will probably put something... Thinking about maybe on the bottom to harvest hydrogen. I just haven't done that yet. Okay, let's get our little crate put down. Oh, you can make them different sizes. Nice. Let's just stick you here in the corner. And we got our emergency gas in there. Cool. Yeah. All the tanks are full. Accidentally replicated it over on this side because I had mirroring mode on. Just noticed that. There we go. Whoops. Needs a lot more detailing, of course. Oh, is it still looping? Yeah, it's still looping. There's a lot of problems with collectors and stuff. Let's have it finish eating stuff out the back. Whee! Yeah, Space is Life. I was kind of going for like the old retro 70s vibe. Pretty happy with it. It's pretty tiny, but it gets the job done. Insert "that's what she said" joke here. Plenty of power. Need to get this floating crate moved at some point. There used to be a platform under it. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. We have our little temporary fuel intake here. We learned some stuff. We learned that flexible hoses can be used on pistons, so they can move. That's cool. So I'll probably end up making some kind of retractable gantry to fuel up this ship, because the fuel port's on the top. These are just hooked into the cargo. We're offloading ore. One on each side. Yeah, pretty happy with that. And I got retractable landing gear just because definitely need some more work back here, but I'm not sure. This is probably going to have to change. I may put some one way and try it that direction. It gets weird. There's still some bugs and some gotchas with the filter conveyors and whatnot. But anywho, I need to get off here and go do some adulting. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks again, Max Q, for the gift. That was very generous of you. If you're new here, take a look at the playlists. I've got over a decade of YouTube that play all kinds of different stuff. Simulation, survival, shooters, builders, colony sims, all kinds of stuff. And I bounce around between games. Current series on the channel, I'm playing Valheim. I'm a little late to the party, but I started playing Valheim a while back. and been working through that. And we're getting up, let's see, this week we're doing some exploring and getting prepped up to try to go to the Iron Age in Valheim. So that'll be fun. Have a great rest of your weekend. I will talk to you all later. Take care, and thanks for stopping by.